Okay, update on this. Apparently, a lot of people really wanted to talk about this movie this year. So, for any horror fans that commonly browse around searching for specific movies and found this, I apologize for the repetition, and especially for most of the negative reviews, which there are many on YouTube. I also apologize for that. I just felt this would be a fun video, and I did not realize that this was a pretty good hot topic of 2021 for some reason. With that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different from like all of the other Media Mementos videos I've done thus far, because, you know what? I really am just done with this stupid thing. So, I'll just get it out of the way. You know that movie Prom Night from 2008? A horror film, kind of a remake of the 1980 slasher film of the same name. Okay, let me just get this out of the way though. I love that movie personally, but yeah, I mean, it hasn't really had the best critical reception. Even now, like, it's only been like mixed at best. But I mean, I still think it's good. Like, it has a decent atmosphere, it has good suspense, has memorable characters, and, you know, like a lot of good horror films of the 80s, it just leaves you with a really weird, existential, uneasy feeling by the end of it. So then here I am watching this new one with flat characters and just the most generic, nothing special 2000s horror film I've ever fucking seen in my life. To start, the plot. Okay, this is essentially one of them revenge deals. Like, you got this crazed killer who's locked away. He's obsessed with this underage girl. He breaks free. He kills a bunch of people to get to this underage girl, including some of her friends, mercilessly, as well as other people working at the hotel where this titular prom night's being held at. All that good stuff. Yeah. You know, you see everything coming from a mile away just from me saying that, do you? And of course, you can't have a good horror movie without your characters. I can't remember any of their fucking names. Well, except for the main character, Donna, but even then, she's like the main character, what's like crucial. I can't even remember the killer's name. What was it, like Michelle or something? Of course, you know, the other character is her boyfriend, who's literally just, he's literally just boyfriend. Like, he has no personality, no nothing. He's just there to just die at some point in the film. Oh, I'm sorry, was that a spoiler? Well, who fucking cares, right? This is like an old ass movie. It was like over, like, what, 14 years old or something? And of course, you can't talk about the characters without mentioning her friends. I also can't remember them, and they're just also really bad. One's an angry couple, because one's going to college until she dies, and she's just going to fucking heaven. And then you have her boyfriend, who's possessive. And that's it, he's possessive. And you have her other friends. You got the soon-to-be prom king and queen, Ronnie and Lisa. Yeah, okay, that's her name. They're the most well-developed because they have the best chemistry, honestly. It's not too bad. It's a shame they're in a movie like this, and even then, at best, they're just two-dimensional characters. That kind of sucks. Oh, but you have all the other Slate characters. These are the ones I really can't remember the names of. You have the detective and his, the nerdy sidekick. The detective is played by Idris Elba. That's like the only thing of note. Otherwise, the detective is just the detective trying to protect the girl. And you have the aunt and uncle who took in the girl after her parents died in front of her. Well, I wouldn't say parents. She only saw her mother die in front of her. You know the classic spiel, I guess. And I also can't remember their names. They're just the caregivers who are worried sick when the killer comes by, and that's about it. I'm glad that they don't get killed off, though, because if they did, we'd probably know a lot about them. Like, all two things. Yeah, that's another thing this movie gets wrong. All the characters that are killed, we don't really get to know them at all. We're just kind of thrown in there, and we're just expect to know these guys as if they're like just these deep characters that we already know and love like right away. No, you gotta take your time with this stuff. You can't just throw us in there 15 minutes into the film. Oh, I'm sorry. I know why they needed to make it so short and make us and spend so little time on the characters. They needed to have the elaborate opening scene of this terrible fucking laughable scene of the teacher killing the character's whole family. Yeah, good stuff. I love you, movie. And it's not just like, you know, the kills that are ridiculous or the tone being just so bad. It's funny for, like, you know, the first half, but then the final half, it just goes on and on and on. They have the SWAT team show up, and they have the lockdown, and and the characters just keep moping on about, you know, life and stuff. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to add some semblance of story, but it's so paper thin and generic. Like, dude, like, what existential tangents have you not had during a prom night or senior prom? You know? Hell, I can't even remember my senior prom. I was just too busy taking pictures and trying to make this thing reality. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I need more support for my movies. Please. But yeah, it's just prom night for you. I really didn't have much else to say because, well, I mean, come on. Like, really, what else could I even talk about? This is just a generic slasher with paper-thin characters and a boring, I wouldn't really say message. I guess the message here is, make your prisons or insane asylums more maximum secured so that the killer doesn't go loose and try to, you know, hoo-ha an underage girl. Oh, alright. Whatever. So yeah, that's prom night. It sucks. Sorry for this brief overview, but hey, if you like this, expect to see a few more of these when I'm talking about other crappy horror films. A lot sooner than you'd probably expect. I'll just sign off. Thank the executive producers Lee Fraser, Reziel, Sophie Burgers, Azarias, me boy, and Tanner Kapishki. If you would like your name to be read at the end of every video, then consider donating to the Patreon. There's a link down below if you haven't seen it. Now, I'm gonna go watch a much better horror film to wash out the taste of, and I'll be talking about that movie next week. What is it? Well, I mean, you're just gonna have to find out yourself now, are you?